Let's get ready to rumble!
Hello, dog lovers. My name is Saro. I'm a dog trainer. Hope you're doing well. How is it going? Welcome to another live show. And today we're going to talk about dogs as usual. And also, I'm going to answer your dog related questions. So feel free to ask your dog related questions by using the chat area. And if you want to support the channel as well, feel free, as always, to use the super chat or super sticker option. That way, your question for sure is going to be answered, and also you are supporting the channel. Today's live video, is brought to you by Saro Dog Training online training courses. So what are they? So I'm going to share with you some content before we get started to answer your questions. So if you are new here, let me tell you that we are working focused on training dogs without the use of treats or force or domination. And obviously, I don't recommend using treats or food to train your dog. There are many reasons that I don't support. It's not healthy. It's just too confusing for you and your dog to use treats. It distracts the dog when you use treats or food to train dog. There's so many things and so many downsides of using food or treat to train your dog, which I have always talked about it on my channel. And that is why I think you're here. And probably you're a beagle owner as well. And as if you know, if you're a beagle owner, they're very foodie. So I highly don't recommend using foods to train, especially beagles, because it's like if you are crazy about something and you provide that thing that it drives you crazy, you're driving that person or that dog even more crazy when you're using that thing. So if you're using food to train your beagle, you're driving it even more crazy, and you're not going to get great results. That comes from a person who is, very experienced with beagles breed, with dogs. And I have been working with many, many dog owners and many, many beagle owners who have had issues and troubles training their dogs or beagles because they're using treats or food. So this is why I don't suggest using treats or food to train your dog. So I highly suggest you to not focus on training food or treats to either train or modify your dog's behavior. And today's live video is brought to you by my online dog training courses that you can join anytime to learn the concept, to learn how you really need to train your dog and how you really need to connect with your dog. So if you go to my website, which is sarodogtraining.com, you have option of doing private training. If you're local to me, if you're living locally and you want to work with me one-on-one, there's the option that you can come and join me. We can do private session puppy training and even behavioral modification or any basic obedience that you want, any training that you need to learn the basics. I am available privately, especially in this day and age that things are going on. I am only working on providing private training rather than group classes. Now, if you're not local and you're not near where I am, you can use my virtual training option. This is a great option for many of you, and many of my clients have been using this option. I'm going to show you a few examples. Virtual training is basically what it is I do everything that I do in private with my students, my clients, with whoever I have, um, working with. They do come and we do private session. And the reason I like this option is because I can help you with many issues that you have with your dog. And it's not only just to give you a quick answer. It's a 1 hour of training with your dog. So here's one of my clients who we talked about his beagle giving the cold shoulder and watching outside. In that case, that's one of an example. So this is one of the things that happens when you join me on virtual training. We can talk to each other. I can show you exactly what the problem is. I can problem solve. I can do a lot of things using the virtual training when you join me on virtual training and consultation and coaching. So there's an option for you to book me online. There are lots of available times on my calendar. So there's an option that you can join and work with me one-on-one if you want to dig in a little bit more deeper of understanding your dog and your dog's behavior, or even teaching your dog's basic obedience. If you have puppy training, if you have puppy training issues, if you want to teach basic obedience, this option is available. Now, the next thing that you can join me with is my online courses. I have a basic obedience commands that is just being prepared. Is going to come soon. Is going to be coming soon. And this is a basic obedience commands, but you need to have the puppy training 101 course accomplished in order for you to be able to register for this basic obedience. So puppy training is available as well. If you want to teach your puppy the basic and understand your puppy and learn about your puppy and problem solve a lot of puppy issues. And also I have a course that I talk about and you will see me talking about this on my videos, on my live shows, a dog's 5 essential needs, for you to understand what those are. If you have a dog who has issue walking on a leash and is pulling you and you can't enjoy walking your puppy or your dog on leash, there's a course for it as well. So in this course, you will learn how to problem solve and how to walk your puppy or your dog properly without being pulled. Also have dog training without treats, which I go through all the concept and philosophy and understanding of dogs and dog training and basic obedience, leash walking, everything that you need, everything under the sun, it's in this course as well. So that's another option that you have. If you want to learn about my dog training method and system and how it works and how to get started to train your dog, I have also free online course that you can join and learn all those as well. So there are lots of options available for you to join and learn and understand your dog. So again, simply you can go to my website, which is sarodogtraining.com, and learn everything all about it about my online courses and any of the courses that I or services that I provide. Hope you will be taking advantage of that. And one more thing about my online courses and training and services that I offer, it's not just that you go online and you watch a video and you're done. No, I'm there 24/7 supporting you, helping you. If you have any problems, I'm there to help you, to guide you. That's the most important part of my online training course that I think no other dog trainer provides. The option of providing 24/7 care and support for you, because I want you to succeed. So all of my courses, all of my services that I offer online and offline do come with 24/7 support. That's very important. You matter to me. Your dog matters to me. So that's why I offered that option, because I want you to succeed. I don't want you to get stressed from with your dog, and I want you to enjoy your dog and have fun with your dog. That's the idea here. You will see me, I'll always say have fun with your dog, because if you're not having fun with your dog, you're missing the point of having a dog. So those are the services that I offer and options that I have. So we'll hopefully I'll see you inside of one of those online courses or services. So anytime you need help, I'm there 24/7 as well. And I'll see you also on live on Friday. So let's get started to answering some question and talk about dogs. Meet the Meadows says hello. Thank you for being here, and hope you're doing well. Let's start with Kelly Girl 183. By the way, before we get started to answer your question, please be aware that we have a moderator who's moderating the live show, and if there's any inappropriate question or comment or something, it will be removed. So be careful what you're asking or saying, because if you are not following the guidance of YouTube and my channel, your question will be removed. So Kelly Girl 83 is asking, please help me help my dog stop digging. I first thought it might be she was not getting enough play or stimulation. However, she now digs, or regardless if I'm outside playing with her or not. So digging is there are two reasons why dogs dig. One is breed related, the other one is behavior related. Kelliger, can you tell me what kind of dog you have, what breed of dog you have? Let me know. So that will open up a different suggestion as well. But if it's not breed related and it's behavior related, it doesn't matter what you do, how much exercise you provide, the digging would be there, because I'm just letting my staff know there's something going on. Because if you over-exercise your dog or under-exercise your dog, it will still happen. That's because it's behaviorally related. And what I mean by behaviorally related is emotional. It's something that they do it for emotionally. It's not that they're doing it because they like to do, unless they're bred for it. Again, if they're bred for it, there are certain breeds like terriers and all that, they are bred to dig a hole. So that's normal. But I think the main issue would be because you're not providing your dogs daily 5 essential needs. And as I said, I'll be mentioning this over and over. You're going to hear me saying this. So you're talking about, you're providing a lot of stimulation. So no matter how much exercise you provide, it's still going to drive them to that behavior, because physical stimulation is not enough for a dog. So I want you to focus on providing 5 essential needs on daily basis for your dog, which is exercise, yes, which is physical activity, yes, it's important to have that, but that's only 30% of the daily requirements. The other 70% comes from training, which is mental stimulation. The mental stimulation is more effective than physical stimulation. It's not that I'm saying physical stimulation doesn't work or doesn't help. It's part of it. It's only the 30% of the daily requirements. The other part comes from 70% of it comes from training and also socialization. Socialization also is a social stimulation. They need that too. So the main three things that you need to focus on is exercise, training, socialization. The care and affection, I'm sure you're providing as well. You're providing great care for your dog, and also you're providing a lot of affection, I'm sure. So it's something that you are focused on, but you're not focused on the total package. Okay, so you need to focus on providing your dogs daily 5 essential needs, and they are supposed to be provided in this order: exercise, training, socialization, and then care and affection. And you provide this in that order 3, 4, 5 times a day. If you focus on those and you provide them properly, you will see that behavior is going to go away. Whether it is bred, your your dog is bred to do that behavior or not, this will solve the behavioral issue that you have with your dog. Hopefully that answers your question. So here's another question from Sumanpreet. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Sumanpreet. How to teach my 6-month-old beagle puppy to pee in a fixed place? If you're talking about fixed place indoor, that is not recommended. It's just not recommended to allow a dog to do its business inside. It's not natural. It's not normal. It creates a lot of mental behavioral issues, because dogs are a type of animals that they need to go outdoors and pee in different areas. So we call that marking. So they need to mark. So if you don't allow them to do that, what happens is they get stressed. It's like, in this day and age, right? We have social media. If we completely stop a person or a kid to use social media, they will suffer. They will either emotionally or behaviorally, they will suffer, because it's part of life now, right? And if you don't provide that option for the kid or the person, then it becomes a issue, right? So the same thing with dogs. You can't just leave them and let them to do their business in the house only. You have to put the leash on your dog and take your dog outside, your beagle, puppy, whether it's 6 months old, whether it's 3 months old, whether it's 9 years old, whatever age it is. You have to put the leash on, put the coat on if it's raining, take your beagle puppy for a walk, let it do its business outside, both pee and poo outside. It's much more healthier. It's much more natural. It's much more healthier, actually, to let the dog do outside for you too, for humans. Just imagine your dog doing its business inside of the house. It's going to stink. It's going to cause a lot of bacteria to develop in the house. It's just not hygienic to have a dog to do its business inside of the house. Dogs naturally are clean animals when it comes to this department, this part as well. They don't want to do their things inside. They want to do outside. So just as long as you are committed to take them outside, it doesn't matter if they're doing in one shrub in the yard or in the walk, that path that you're taking. You just take your puppy every 2 hours outside, let it do its business. Whether it does it or not, you let it go outside every 2 hours. Every 2 hours, if you're taking your puppy outside and it's doing it, good. If they don't do it, bring it back home and try it 5-10 minutes later and see if they're going to do it. If they don't do it again, keep an eye on them. Don't let them have accidents in the house. Simple. Every 2 hours, you just take them outside until they get used to that routine, and then they won't do it anymore. So I also have a video about how to train a beagle to potty train inside. So I'm going to share that with you as well, so you can watch that and learn more about it. It's called How to Potty Train a Beagle Puppy Fast. Okay. And I know this is a big issue for many dog owners, but the solution is very simple, actually. So the link of that video that I just talked about is in the chat area. Go ahead and watch that, and we'll see you there. Okay. Next question from Meet Meadows. I'm guessing. I would love to hear crate training tips. Sure. There are two types of dogs. There are dogs who love crate, dogs who don't care about crate. That becomes from, being in a crate is a den animal instinct thing that is going on. If your dog, it has that instinctual connection with the den, which I'm going to explain in a moment what that is, then your dog or puppy is going to easily learn how to live in a crate. If they're not, then you have to kind of teach them and show them how to do it. So when dogs are ancestors, their ancestors is the wolf, and the wolves usually, when they are giving birth or they're pregnant, they start building dens, so to go in there to give birth to the puppies in the den. So puppies are born and raised in a den. So that also instinctually transfers to their that behavior, that thing. It transitions to the puppies. So the puppies repeat that behavior with their puppies and all that when they grow up. So it is instinctual. They will do that naturally. Now, because dogs have been overbred and bred with humans, that instinct, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. It all depends on your dog's personality and if it's born with that instinct. If it's born with that instinct, it's easy to just help them to get into a crate. So the tip that I have is, you just put a crate in the middle of the room wherever you are, open the door, and just sit there and see if your puppy or your dog is going to go inside of the den automatically. If it goes in there and stays there, that means it likes it there, enjoys to have that den, that privacy. So there you go. If it doesn't go there, it doesn't show any interest, then you have to help it to like the crate. The way you help it is you feed it in there, you put its toys in there, you put a nice comfy bed in there, and then entice them to like it. If they don't like it, just don't get stressed. Some dogs like it, some dogs don't like it. Those are my tips. Thank you for the question. Elizabeth Caruso is in the house. Hi, Saro. My year and 5 months mini poodle Timmy bites my hands when I try to dry off his feet after a walk when the grass is wet. Why is it? What should I do? Thank you for answering my question on the last show. No problem. Cheers. No problem. You're welcome. I think the reason they do it, they bite, because they're not comfortable with you to touch their paws, and this is something that I think you have to teach your puppy and your dog, especially when they're young. When your puppy is young and very young, and you got your puppy, one of the first things that I always suggest you to do is touch their paws, touch their mouth, touch their gums, touch them overall on regular basis, so they get used to being manhandled and touched, which also is going to help with nail clipping, brushing their teeth, all these things. You have to always keep doing this. Now, if you have a 1.5 month old poodle and not comfortable, I want you to do this every night for the next 10 days or 2 weeks or even 3 weeks. When you're sitting down to watch a TV show and your mini poodle Timmy is on your lap or beside you sitting on the couch, just gently grab its paw. Just let me remove this. Just gently grab its paw like that for 2 seconds and let go. Okay. Next day, again, you're sitting on the couch or Timmy is sitting by your side. Touch your Timmy's paw, right? This time, maybe 20 seconds or something and let go, right? Every day, keep doing this. Next day, you're going to be doing 30 seconds. Next day, you're going to do 40 seconds, 50 seconds, 1 minute, to the point that you get to hold its paw just like that. And Timmy is not caring because now it's used to you touching it. So this will lead eventually to the point that Timmy is going to be comfortable to be touched by or dried up by the towel. But you can't just expect it. You can't expect Timmy to accept you touching its paw, especially if you haven't done your part of, touching their paws and touching them overall. Now, everybody, just pay attention to this tip. Even if you have an older dog, even if you have a senior dog, every day try to do this exercise with your dog. Touch them. Just touch their head for 5 seconds, remove. Next day, try to get to 7 seconds, 10 seconds, then remove them. Touch them, pet them, make them feel comfortable being touched and handled, right? Every day, just do a little bit. You don't have to do a lot, just 5-10 seconds. The next day, 12 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, next day, 25. Every day, do this with your dog. Your dog is going to be more relaxed and comfortable to be touched and manhandled, and they're going to enjoy the groomer. They're going to enjoy the vet more if you do that part. Many dog owners skip that part. They don't focus on those. Hope that answered your question, Elizabeth. Great question. So Tajas is asking the same question that Suman Preet asked. So I just explained, Tajas. If you missed the question and answer, just rewind the video a little bit. Maybe 5 minutes ago, I just answered that question. So just go ahead and watch that, or just wait until the live show is finished, and then go back and watch that part. Okay, we have a question from Manoj. You're against the neutering the dogs. Is there any challenges we have to face if the dog is not neutered? If so, how to overcome it? So it's not that I'm against neutering dogs. I suggest to neuter or spay your dog as late as possible. Now let's talk about specifically neutering. It is science, and new studies have shown that it is better to neuter dogs as late as possible or not at all, because they need those organs to defeat all the bacteria and all the things that happens in their life. So they need those organs. It's better not to remove them, because if you remove an organ, just imagine there's a reason why there's an organ in our body. If we remove it, something is going to go wrong. Something is going to happen to the body, and the body needs that part probably to defeat something, right? So naturally, there's a reason why God created us in a way that we are, and animals the way they are. There is a reason for every single thing. So there is no point arguing about whether we have to neuter or not, because it is there's a reason why it's there. So we shouldn't mess up with nature, right? That's my stand. Now, if not neutering your dog causes behavioral issues that is just really driving you crazy, and you have no way of dealing with that behavioral issue, for example, it's just marking too much, is humping everybody, is too hormonal, and that those hormones are just driving your dog crazy, then yes, go ahead and neuter it. That's your option, that's your choice to make. If you see that your dog has to be going to a doggy daycare, has to go get involved with dogs, go ahead and neuter it. But if your dog is not getting involved with dogs, hardly come across any dogs, maybe once a month sees one dog, I wouldn't neuter that dog. It's better to leave it, because it will also lead to cancer, to develop cancer if you neuter it. That's the study has shown that dogs who have been neutered, they have more tendency to be developing cancer as well. So it's not recommended to neuter a dog. That's the idea. You know what I mean? So I just don't suggest to do it if you have to. That's different
the idea
from
you know what I mean?
females.
So
Females,
I just
on the other hand,
to do it.
if you have studies again have shown that it's better
females.
to spay them.
I just
On the other hand,
to do it.
and if you want to learn more, watch my in the next. By the way, in the next 3 weeks on Sundays, I am posting videos about your dog's health, all the things involved with your dog's health, including diet, spaying, neutering, your dog's health, all the things involved with your dog's health. Maybe that was the problem. Okay, sorry. Okay, so he should be fixed. I think that we had a audio problem. Okay, should be fixed now. So watch my videos in the next 3 weeks for sure. I am talking to a very interesting person. She's a doctor. She's a holistic and natural vet. Her name is Dr. Judy Morgan. You're going to love it. And you're going to learn about everything, all the things that it relates to your dog's health, including diet, spaying, neutering, vaccination, and all that. So Manoj, make sure that you're watching those videos, which are coming on Sundays, will be published on the next 3 Sundays. So keep an eye on those, and that will also explain you a lot more, and you'll understand better. But that's my stand on neutering, okay? Very good question from Tejas. Also, when can you start giving puppies home food rather than dry food? Again, this vet, we talked about diet and diet for puppies as well. Make sure you watch that as well. Those videos, they're going to blow your mind away. That I'm for sure. But you can feed your puppy homemade food anytime, as long as you're feeding balanced diet. Now, what is balanced diet? Balanced diet is a diet that is not only just meat. It has other components to it as well, which are, in general, as long as you provide 75% meat and 25% vegetables, that is almost balanced. Now, to make it even more balanced, we need to add a few other stuff. We need to add fish. omega 3s, yes. We need to add an egg, right? We need to add certain things, like for example, turmeric is good, a little bit of ginger is good, things like that. You need to add those stuff to make it balanced, to make it to become a full meal for a puppy. Because especially if you mess up when they're puppy and you don't give them the right balanced food and diet, then because that's their age that they're growing up, they will develop a lot of health issues, joint problems and bone density and all problems now and in the future. So it's important to feed the right food, balanced diet. So yeah, we talk about those in the next few videos in the next few weeks. So please make sure to watch those videos. Tavleen is in the house. Hi, Tavleen. And I know you were asking me also how to email me. You can go to my YouTube channel's homepage, and there is a tab says about. There's my email address. You can email me from there. But if you have videos that you wanna if you want to share with me, now everybody, if you have a dog who has behavioral issues or something that you want to share it with me and you want to show it to me, just upload it on your YouTube channel, make it private, and send the link to me so I can watch the video. So nobody else can watch except me. So make it private. That's another easy way. Just upload it on your YouTube channel, make it private or unlisted, and send the link to me, and I will be able to watch, criticize you, and also criticize your puppy or your dog and give you some other information that you need to. So those are the options. Tavlin is asking, my beagle dog is 3 months old. When we go out, most probably to take my bro's video for his class, he is mad, then he barks, scratches the door. What should we do? So basically, I think what you mean is your dog is getting stressed and anxious when you're leaving the house, right? So that's called separation anxiety. If you have a 3-month-old puppy, it shouldn't be left home alone. You know what I mean? In general, dogs shouldn't be left home alone. It's not natural for them to be home alone or alone in general. When you leave a puppy or a dog home alone, they think that you're punishing them. They've done something wrong and they have been punished. The reason they feel that way is because dogs are very social animals, and dogs have been bred and designed for humans by humans. And the reason we breed them is because we want them to be with us and we want them to stay with us, right? And they love to be with us. And it's very unnatural when you leave a puppy or a dog alone, because they have been bred to be with us. They have been designed to be with us. And when we're not with them, they get stressed. They think that there's something wrong. They've done something wrong too. Naturally, it comes from in a group of wolves, right? If wolves are grouped together, they become a pack. If one of the dogs is ill or sick or is not performing properly, the pack will kick that dog out to live alone. Because if they live alone, they will suffer and they will die. And if a wolf is left alone, they know they're in trouble, right? They know it's not a good thing, right? So what happens is they suffer, right? So that is why that instinct has been bred, and it has come through the dogs as well. So that's why also they feel bad when you leave them home alone. So that's the main reason of understanding separation anxiety. And your follow-up, after he do what we ask him to do, when we appreciate him, he turns very aggressive. We appreciate him just like you do. Should we switch to treat training? I wouldn't suggest to use treats if you are I think what you're saying is you're praising your puppy, and your puppy is getting excited and gets to that level that becomes aggressive. There are two things that you have to understand. First of all, if just praising gets your puppy to get excited to that level that becomes aggressive, then imagine if you include food in there. It will cause even more aggression. So food shouldn't be in the picture at all. Second of all, the reason it's being aggressive, it's not that it's being aggressive, it's excited. Okay, it's overexcited. And the reason it's overexcited is because you haven't focused on exercising it physically first. When you're training your dog, first thing that you have to do is exercise your puppy and then training your dog. Exercise, that 30% exercise, the physical stimulation, is very important because it brings down the energy level to that level that is calmer. Then you can train and interact with your dog or your puppy. Hope that makes sense. So focus on providing, the formula is first you exercise your dog and then you train your dog. You know what I mean? You don't just go straight to training. You exercise, so it's physically stimulated a little bit, nice and calm and tired, and then train it. When you train your dog, it's going to be calmer, so therefore is going to be less stressed or excited when you praise it. Okay? The reason it's getting aggressive when you praise it, when you're training it, is because there's too much pent up physical energy. You have to release that physical energy first and then train it. Does it make sense? I hope it makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't make sense. Okay, Tavlin? All right, we have Arm 19. Thank you for being here, Arm 19. I'm doing very well. What kind of exercises are appropriate for 4 months old puppy, I think? There are several exercises that you can do with your puppy. I have a video that I show you what exercises you can do with your puppy. Let me see if I can grab that video and share it with you so you can watch it. Give me a second. Let me find it. And I'll be answering your questions in a moment. I have a video that I have done about puppy exercise. Let me just search it. Okay, here's the video. I'm going to share the video in the chat area. It's called Puppy Exercise Tips, how to tie rod your beagle puppy. Okay, so this is ideal exactly for the question that you had. Okay, so it's in the chat area. Okay, and Tavlin also is how to treat separation anxiety. Yeah, I just explained Tavlin. Okay. Sir, do you watch Oliver the Beagle? Yeah, I do watch As a beagle owner, as a beagle lover, I do watch it, but it's not very exciting. It's not very like informative. It's just for things that a beagle does here and there. Boring stuff for me. I don't have time to watch those kinds of stuff. I watch mostly entertaining stuff that I can learn something, especially that I'm a teacher in a way, trainer. I always like to learn, and I'm busy with all kinds of work as well too. So I don't watch that often, but once in a while I pick at the channel. Manuj, okay, I just shared it. Danielle is saying hello. Thank you for being here. Hello, Danielle. So Maddie is asking, hello, I'm getting a beagle puppy in 9 weeks. Do you have any tips or tricks for potty training or what to expect? Yes. So what I will do, I think I shared potty training. Yes. So you see, Ichu Papa is also helping me. Great. Thank you for Ichu Papa for taking care of the question. Yes, I already talked about potty training and also shared a video in the chat area. So just go through the chat line. You'll see a video link about potty training. So you'll learn more. Ichu Papa is asking, at what age a dog can be adopted? Well, dogs can be adopted at any age. It depends. I think what you mean is at what age can we get a dog, right? Not adopt, but if you're getting a dog. I think that's the question that you're asking. The best time to get a puppy is at 12 weeks of age. Believe it or not. It used to be that many trainers and many professional, or even still now, many breeders are saying and suggesting to go and pick up their puppy at 8 weeks of age, which is not recommended. That age, 8 months old, is it's a very sensitive age for a puppy. They still need to be with their parents. Let me share with you a video as well. I have talked about this topic, especially I've talked about it with another trainer. Let me see if I can find the video. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna share that video. When should you pick up a beagle puppy from breeder? Now, it doesn't mean only beagle puppies, but any puppy. We talk about any puppy. So it's in the chat line, the link for that video, and I explained it more. It's too early to pick up a dog at 8 weeks old. The ideal age is 12 weeks of age. Srijit is in the house. How to teach command effectively? The best way to teach a dog to come is, first of all, you teach all other basic obedience, at least the sit and stay, and then start working on come. You have to have a very good solid sit and stay in order for the come command to work. That's number one tip. What I mean by that is, if you don't have a solid foundation of training and on getting your dog to understand what training is, and you're communicating with your dog when you're calling it, if you don't have that solid foundation, then the come is not going to work, the come command. So in order for it to work, first of all, you have to have a good foundation. And second of all, stop calling your dog to come when you know 99% of the time it won't come. That's one of the biggest mistakes dog owners make. They know that their dog is not going to come. For example, you call your dog, Rover, come, and Rover doesn't come, or looks at you and then walks away, or doesn't pay attention or anything. You start saying, Rover, come, Rover, Rover, come, Rover, Rover. And that's the cycle that you're doing. Rover, first of all, doesn't know what come means. And especially if they don't know what it is and you say come, they get more confused. And whenever you're training your dog to come and your dog doesn't come to you, it actually learns not to come to you. So the more you repeat for them to come, because they're not coming, they're learning not to come. So that's my second tip when it comes to training the dog to come. Third of all, you don't practice it in the outdoor environment or where there's lots of distraction. You train it in the house for a long time to make it solid, and then start practicing it in different environments and different areas in outdoor environment, and you train it on a long leash. Because if your dog doesn't come on a long leash, at least you have something to redirect the dog to come, right? So it's a long process of teaching the command of come. So I have videos on my channel which I go through the commands, all the commands, including come recall command, which you can go ahead and watch it and learn more. The next question is from the guy. My beagle puppy bites a lot. How to stop her from biting? Puppies bite all the time. That is natural, and I've talked about puppy biting a lot on my channel, and I think I'm gonna talk about it even more, and I'm gonna make a lot of more videos about biting. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna share with you a video that it is talking about how to deal with biting and how to stop it from biting. So that would be better for you to go and watch training beagle puppy to stop biting. Okay, it's called training beagle puppy to stop biting. It's in the chat area. So my beagle is reminding me that there's only for a few minutes left for answering your questions. And I'm just going to quickly go through the questionnaires and answer one or two more of your questions, and that would be it for today. This sounds like a good question. Yes, and in last few minutes, if you still have questions that you need to be answered, make sure to use the super chat option, okay? Otherwise, I'm just going through the list, and if I get a super chat question, I will get notified and I will be answering it right away. Otherwise, I'm just going through the questionnaire and picking the questions that needs answering. And this is a good question to answer. Maddie is asking, I'm getting a beagle puppy in 9 weeks. We have a 6-year-old black lab mix. Do you have any tips for what to expect? If you have a 6-year-old black lab, make sure that you have control over your black lab completely 100% before you bring that puppy in. So work on improving the control and managing your beagle black lab for sure, so you can focus on the puppy rather than your lab. You know, your lab shouldn't have any problems, issues, has to be under control, has to be perfect in order for you to bring another puppy. Because when you bring your puppy, your attention goes 100% towards the puppy rather than your black lab. I'm not saying you're going to start ignoring your black lab. What I'm saying is you're not going to be paying 100% attention to your black lab anymore. You're going to be probably dividing it, 90% 10% here, or 50-50 even, preferably 50-50. but make sure that you have good control over your lab before you bring your puppy. Start working on it, start preparing it, right? And prepare the house for puppy training, and make sure that it's ready for the puppy. And the last question, apple cider. Can we give apple cider vinegar for supplements and fish oil and olive oil? You could, but I'd rather not to. Apple cider vinegar is a little bit too much for the dogs. Fish oil is good. Olive oil is okay, but instead I would suggest to give coconut oil. Maybe half a teaspoon or 1 teaspoon. It's good. Apple cider vinegar is just too much for dogs. I never heard anybody suggesting that for a dog. But fish oil and coconut oils are good. Good. Thank you. You let me know. Okay. Maddie is also asking, I'm getting a beagle puppy in 9 weeks. Any tips? Yeah. Get ready. You're going to have some sleepless nights, and puppy proof the place before your puppy comes. And watch my videos. I have a playlist on my channel. It's called, let me see, what is it called? Maybe I'm going to share that playlist with you. That would be very helpful for you to get started now. Let me see where it is. Okay. I'm going to share it in the chat area. New puppy training. I'm going to call it New Puppy Training. Is in the chat area. Go ahead and watch that. The next question is from Blaze Fleas. My dog has a nasty licking coat, even though we just washed him yesterday and he's not looking well. If it's this would be the last question that I'm going to answer. What's the problem? The problem comes from inside. It all depends on what you're feeding your dog. The food that you're feeding your dog, I'm sure, is causing this issue to happen, and it probably has lots of toxins. And toxins are the reason why it's causing your dog's coat to not to have good quality. So I would suggest you, for the next month or two, change your dog's diet from whatever is being fed now to fresh food. Fresh food is either home cooked or raw diet. As long as you're feeding fresh meat, fresh vegetables, 1 egg, a little bit of omega oil or fish oil, and feed that for a couple of months and see the difference. See if it makes a difference, right? Diet definitely makes a big difference, for sure. And also watch my videos coming up in the next few weeks, the next 3 weeks. Make sure to watch those as well. All right. So hopefully you enjoyed the live show today. I hope you benefited from this session. I had fun answering your question and talking about dogs. I'll be back next week, Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time once again, and I will share more information with you. Happy Halloween, everybody. Let me know. Be safe, be kind, and make sure that your dog is not spooked by fireworks. If it's spooked by fireworks, make sure that you're keeping your puppy or your dog indoors in a safe environment so it doesn't run away right? And second of all, if you see there are fireworks because of the Halloween, and make sure that there is a music playing on the background, so you're kind of blocking the noise of fireworks. And also, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, share, and comment your question in the comments area as well. Let me know if you have any questions. I will read all the questions and I will answer them as well. And make sure to watch next few weeks videos, because they are going to be very beneficial and informative for you and your dogs as well. So yes, trick or treat, and I'll see you next week. And until next week, oh, we have a Harvey picked that there. And until next week, have fun with your dog, and I'll see you next week.